going for it. So the multidisciplinary approach of the NEP 2020 states that the student from class 8 will be allowed to choose his own path and choose any subject that he would like to pursue. He can choose any subject which he would like instead of the present three streams, which are science, commerce and arts. There will be no such streams in the new education. But the main thing that we have to focus on is the infrastructure. Will the government improve the infrastructure?
Views on the opposition on what the House says that multidisciplinary approach of NEP 2020 will not be a successful one. Good afternoon, Speaker Sir. So as everyone has almost heard what is this NEP about, what is this multidisciplinary approach about, I would not like to repeat on what it is.
And execution is required. Firstly, this approach towards education has a lack of specialization as it involves experts from various disciplines, as a result of which the risk of diluting expertise and depth in each field of teaching arises. Secondly, according to me, this approach
Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. When we think we know, we cease to learn. The quote summarizes everything what an modern education learning system ought to be for a society and a nation at large. It should open up new vistas of learning and should also assess on learning activities.
Well, you know a little about everything, but we want somebody who knows everything about something. Kids who don't know how to hold a pen in their hands will have to choose what they want to pursue 10 years down the line, and yet you call this vocational education as sensational. IITs producing doctors and AIMS producing actors, I'll be there to see it. Imagine the jobs that will be created because of this multi-dimensional approach. Somebody said that this multidisciplinary approach is the need of the hour, but let me tell that person that this isn't cricket and we don't need all-rounders right here. This education isn't holistic, ladies and gentlemen, it is only ballistic. I personally like to stick to something which I've known for 30 years rather than something which is the recipe of disaster, something that hinges on ifs and buts. Somebody mentioned that only one person can be the CEO and the rest are all salesmen. Well, the only reason you're left with the sales department is because you're doing a splendid job at selling lies. And to somebody who has mentioned, if the first speaker from the government would continue their flowery speech, well then yes, I would surely like to follow my discipline, unlike somebody from the opposition who loves baking and mathematics, so bakes quadratic cookies. Hypocrisy do you live in, ladies and gentlemen? My worthy opponents live in a situation of hypocrisy. As they talk of being a chatur, but as they talk of being a rancho, ladies and gentlemen, but they are no better than chatur. People talk of studying physics, history and chemistry at the same time. But let me tell you, the last time these subjects were combined together, Oppenheimer was released. So stray into the wild as you choose the road not taken, but remember you have impeded my country, our future you are forsaking. और दाल क्यों करेंगे जनाब, हमने तो बिरयानी पकने को बनाई है.
Approach to conservative green and white movie system. The end goal being to bring up the gross enrollment rate to 100% by 2030. Some clarifications to be made. A sensible person who wants to succeed in life will not take physics without mathematics. Times of India reported that English ranks 44th as the most spoken first language in India. The 110th Nehru Council meeting clarified that they never adopted a resolution to implement the NEP 2020. There was no clause in the NEP draft to eradicate English. Instead, it pursues bilingualism in areas mainly targeting rural areas. As the opposition mentioned, something is better than nothing, and this is quite true because they are criticizing a system which is already existing. In any schools here in Italia, there will not be any schools which start directly from class 1. There will be kindergarten, KG, nursery A and nursery B. The earliest to start nursery A being the age of 3. Last but not least, I would like to mention that the only point both sides of the House came unanimously agreed on was acknowledging gadgets are glitchy and malfunction, thereby acknowledging the flaw in the current system, which was highlighted during the pandemic. One more point to be noted is that the opposition was criticizing how having science, mathematics, history, civics, etc., is like too many cooks to spoil the broth. But isn't this what we were doing in class 10 to 12? Didn't we have all these subjects in one? So why is the problem now if it has already existed in the past? Thank you.
We have 2 more hours to discuss on this. And I believe it's a passionate deliberation from my young friends, right? Who is going to be leading tomorrow and lead the country.
I feel that the judge should not speak anything because we listened to all the participants from both the motion and the opposition. We have heard the views and the arguments of both the motion and against the motions. First of all, I should say, I congratulate all the participants from both sides. You have done well. You have given your inputs, you've given your views, your opinions, and I should say you've done well. And in a race, there should be a winner and there should be a loser. I will not say anything on NEP 2020, but being a professor of our university, NEHU, I just want to let you know that whatsoever NEP 2020 will be implemented, and we had already approved for the UG level because we are in the higher education. First and second semester is also go in line with other states of our country. So this is all I should say. Thank you once again. Thank you to the organizer.
Esteemed judges, the audience out here, and all the participants who made the evening so lively. First of all, congratulations to every one of you for debating to this level. So it was very interesting, and as Madam said, it's very difficult to judge you for that. But again, sitting there, I had some questions in mind. I was just going through the rules of the debate. Everyone supporting or opposing, you spoke of many languages and multidisciplinarity. But why did you all speak in English? It was not mentioned in the rules to speak in English. So it says something about your mindset. Okay, we have been programmed all these years to do things in a certain way. And then the present education system that we have is some kind of a thali system. You know, in restaurants you have the thali, non-veg thali and the veg thali, and you have to take everything in the thali whether you like it or not. So you have an engineering thali, a medical thali, or you have a sociology thali, something like that. And in that thali, say how many of you are in class 11 and 12, science? Few of you. How serious are you in a subject like quality? Are you very serious? Okay, he has to raise hand. Okay, but that's the reality. You get some subjects you just need to study. Okay, you don't have a choice. So multidisciplinarity will be giving you this choice. Because, we talk things in English, but we live in India where you go to any official channel, it's Hindi के लिए एक दबाइए and for English dial 2. Okay? So things are changing. Yes. And then, many of you, please, when you come to a debate, prepare yourself not from the internet, but read the source documents. I think I'm impressed by only one student of class 9 who has thoroughly gone through the document. Probably most of you have not gone through that, and that's why many of you call it the new education policy. Sorry, it's the national education policy. Okay, be clear about that. Okay. And yes, our education minister, in his poetic exuberance, he was talking about maths and music together when he was reading the statement. But the real thing comes in as majors and minors. Okay, so no one spoke of that. Yes, then, yeah, history and chemistry, they don't blend, is it? But how do you get our geology? It's a blend of history, chemistry, and geology. Okay. So, see, your professions are changing. I teach in a technical institute. Very often students say, माँ बाप ने भेज दिया engineering करना नहीं है, मुझे photographer बनना है. It's a very something like that. मुझे YouTuber बनना है. I'm just under parental pressure to be here. But when I ask these guys, okay, you want to become a photographer? What kind of photographer? They'll say wildlife. Okay, so in wildlife, what do you want to do? Birds or animals? Sir, birds. So what do you know about the birds? Sir, nothing. So that's why the multidisciplinary comes in. Okay? If you really want to become a wildlife photographer, so you need a lot of biology there, you need a lot of geography, you need a lot of optics. So all that comes in and makes you a complete package. Okay. Similarly, if you want to work and develop a simple app, something like Google Apps or Google Map, you need geography, you need computer science, you need real-time mathematics, you need electronics. How do you get that? So your demands, you see what you have thought of your careers, okay, what you want to be, your demands have changed. Okay, you are not satisfied with the thali. Even if you are going to buy a pizza, you will say it has to be cheese burst without extra spices and no oregano. You will be choosy about that. Okay, so that's the reality. Please accept it. Okay, and then yes, one thing, though it was taken care of by everyone, when you are in a debate, it's you are in a very formal setup. So please don't go up and down without the permission of the speaker. Okay, that's it. Yes, and what else? Yeah, somebody was talking about engineers, plumbers, carpenters. Okay, that's what the education system has created now, educational class system. Okay, but what we need, you just go through how they do things in Germany. You have class A painters, class A plumbers, and whose salaries and skills are equivalent to class A computer scientists. Okay. So we need to respect every aspect of our life. Okay. So that's what the policy tries to bring in. Okay. And yeah, that covers all the major points. Yeah, thank you very much for this.
Parents, participants, and all the visitors who are here. I'm going to put a phrase about privileging the policy process. I think I'm very happy that today's debate actually has privileged that policy making process. The policy has come, but policy always remains an abstract document. It requires a lot of debating, discussion, and practice of democratic values. I'm very happy to see the young educational leaders and the way in which you debated, the responsibility you debated. I'm very happy that the people were able to take this debate forward. I am a graduate in education system. If you go to any of the agricultural university, you need to study sociology, you need to study economics, you need to study soil science, horticulture. and also like you have to live in the rural communities to practice for 21st century, which stood out four important principles of learning to be, learning to learn, learning to live together, and learning to learn. Those are the four important principles on which the last report was being commissioned. Way back in the 90s, the policy came. And I just felt that the title of the report was Learning the Treasure. So I'm
to be 4 hours now. So listening to all of you, and I have my own way of understanding education. So I'm not into registering myself to speak. So I will take a position now today, not to be a neutral, but to speak something. Right? So let me doors my opponent. So nevertheless, I still thought to talk with you and some of my thoughts over this, how you should look at the education. So my dear students, very young, very dynamic, your eyes are shining, which I love. My dear parents who are in the audience today, my colleague, professors in the university, a judge today, and namaskar to Swamijis who are sitting as a part of the audience. Let me start with a little history, and to say the history like this, I always hate it. But I'm not able to resist to bring the reference here, because I think if you don't bring the reference, possibly I'm not going to justify what I'm speaking, and then I'm going to see this discipline of knowledge, according to me, is a optional, right? Because imagine in a very primitive day, when there was no society, formation of the society, you are putting the norm, and this thinking process should continue. Right? Either you are in favor or you are against. Against. Okay. So let me put it like this. Let me put you a very simple problem, and then let us look into what do you understand by multidisciplinary.
Who is the in charge of the Vivekananda Cultural Center, Brahmachari Sayak Maharaj, who is here. A very good evening to all of you. On behalf of Ramakrishna Mission Shillong, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Indrajit Dubey, Vice Chancellor, National Law University, who was the speaker for the day. Judges Dr. Pradeep Ramawat, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Dr. Ayub Bhattacharjee, Professor, NIT Meghalaya, Dr. Srivilek Dakar, Professor, Khasi Department, NEHU, for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join us today as panelists for the debate competition on the NEP 2020. Your presence and insights have greatly enriched the discussions on this important topic and have provided valuable perspectives for all of us to consider. We are truly grateful to you, sirs and madam, for your observations and your presence. I should say this is the right time to debate on this topic, as Meghalaya is trying to implement this. We have sent invitations for 170 schools. There are some schools that have come voluntarily. We have not sent any invitations. So yesterday I discovered from Ramakrishna Mission Shillong, there was the annual cultural competition way back in 1949 as part of the Durga Puja celebrations. I found even a photo. So somehow it got discontinued, and from 1974 we are having this wonderful cultural competition.
Usually we have been streaming all the competitions live, but this year we have streamed only the drawing competition that was held on last Saturday and Sunday, and today we have streamed it live. Probably we'll try to stream it live the next coming Sunday's quiz competition also. So you can watch whatever you have spoken or whatever your opponent has spoken, and you can just develop on that. So coming to the result, first individual results. Usually as we have announced that we give two prizes, mainly number one is the best speaker and the second one is the second best speaker. And if there is any recommendation from the judges, then we give a most humorous speaker or we go for the third best speaker. And this year, for most humorous speaker, all the judges plus the audience were anonymous. So MEP means eating rice with Coca-Cola and ice cream with pickle. Ice cream with pickle. So Bina Sharma from Lady College gets the most humorous speaker. So her protection of having rice with Coca-Cola has earned her the most humorous speaker ever. So congratulations. Second best speaker in individual category, it is Ardamanki Period from Army Public School. Ardamanki Period is a student of class 11. And the best speakers award this time from St. Edmund's College graduation students Sreyashi Vedashruti. Now coming to the team event, this year's runners-up, both from class 9, representing Army Public School, Monet Khan and Ardamanki Period. Both from class 11, Monet Khan and Ardamanki Period from Army Public School. Army Public School has a very good record of making good results in this competition, especially debate and quiz. Let's see what we will do in quiz. So congratulations. And this year's champion, believe it or not, represent from class 9 from Loreto Convent, Swastika Poddar and Grandas. So many congratulations to and I'd like to conclude with once again that each and every one of you
ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः।
ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्व सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननी शारदां देवी रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रीत्वा प्रणमामि